Holy Bible from Adam to Noah. This is written accounts of Adam's line. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female, and blessed them. And when they were created, he called them man. When Adam lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived 930 years, and then he died. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became father of Enosh, and after he became father of Ishmael, Seth lived 807 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth lived 912 years, then he died. And Enosh had lived 90 years. He became father of Canaan. After he became father of Canaan, Enosh lived 815 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enosh lived 905 years, and then he died. When Kenan had lived 70 years, he became father of Mibel, and after he became father of Mibel, Kenan lived 840 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Kenan lived 910 years, and then he died. When Mela had lived 65 years, he became father of Jared. After he became father of Jared, Mahala lived 830 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Mahala lived 890 years and he died. When Jared had lived 162 years, he became father of Enoch. And after he became father of Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Jared lived 962 years and then he died. And Enoch had lived 65 years. He became father of Mahala, Methuselah. After he became father of Methuselah, Enoch walked with God for 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived 365 years. Enoch walked with God, and then he was no more because God took him away. When Methuselah had lived 187 years. He became father of Lamech. And after he became father of Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Methuselah lived 969 years, and then he died. Lamech had lived 182 years. He had a son. He named him Noah. And he said, "He will comfort us in labor and painful toil of our hands caused by the ground the Lord has cursed." After Noah was born, Lamech lived 565 years and had other sons and daughters altogether. Enoch lived 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became father of Shema, Ham, and Japheth. Sorry if the pronunciation is fine. When the flood, when man began to increase in number on the earth, daughters were born to them. The sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and married any of them they chose. And the Lord said, "My spirit will not contend with man forever, for he is mortal. His days will be 120 years." The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also after, when the sons of God went to the daughters of men and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. The Lord saw how great man's wickedness on the earth had become, and that every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil all the time. The Lord was grieved, and he made man on the earth, and his heart was filled with pain. So the Lord said, "I will wipe mankind whom I created from the face of the earth, men and animals and creatures that move along the ground, and birds of the air, for I am grieved that I made them." But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. This is the account of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among people of his time, and he walked with God. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. I'm gonna say Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight, and was full of violence. God saw how corrupt the earth had become, and for all the people on earth had corrupted their way. So God said to Noah, "I'm going to put an end to all the people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I'm surely going to destroy both them and the earth. So make yourself an ark of cypress wood and make rooms, and then coat it with pitch inside and out. And this is how you're gonna build the ark, is to be 450 feet long, 70 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Make a roof for it and finish the ark to within 18 inches of the top. Put a door in the side of the ark to make lower, middle, and upper decks. I am going to bring floodwaters on the earth to destroy all life. Under the heavens, every creature that has the breath of life in it, everything on the earth will perish, but I will establish my covenant with you. And you will enter the ark, you and your sons, and your wife, and your sons' wives with you. You are to bring into the ark 2 of living creatures, male and female, to keep alive with you, 2 of every kind of bird, every kind of animal, and of every creature that moves along the ground will come to you to be kept alive. You are to take every kind of food that is to be eaten and store it away as food for you and for them. Noah did everything just as God commanded him. The Lord then said to Noah, "Go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I found righteousness in this generation. Take with you 7 of every clean animal, male and his mate, and 2 of every unclean animal, male and his mate, and also 7 of every kind of bird, male and female, to keep their various kinds alive throughout the earth. 7 days from now I will send a rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made." And Noah did all that the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood came on the earth, and Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives entered the ark to escape the waters. Of the flood, pairs of clean and unclean, animals of birds, and of all the creatures that move along the ground, male and female, came to Noah and entered the ark, as God commanded Noah. After the 7 days, the flood waters came on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the 2nd month, on that day, all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened, and rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On that very day, Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, together with his wife and the wives of his 3 sons, entered the ark. They had them with them every wild animal according to its kind, all living stock according to their kinds, every creature that moves along the ground according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, everything with wings according to its kind, everything with wings, pairs of all creatures that have the breath of life in the and them came to Noah and entered the ark. The animals going in were male and female of every living thing, as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord shut him in for 40 days. The flood kept coming on the earth, and the waters increased on the earth. As the waters increased, they left the ark high above the earth. The waters rose and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the surface of the water. They rose gently on the earth, and all the high mountains under the heavens were covered. The waters rose and covered the mountains to a depth of more than 20 feet. Every living thing that moved on the earth perished. Birds, livestock, wild animals, all the creatures that swarm over the earth, and all mankind. Everything on dry land that had everything on dry land that had the breath of life in its natural died. Every living thing on the face of the earth was wiped out. Men and animals, and the creatures that move along the ground, and the birds of the air were wiped from the earth. Only Noah was left, and those with him in the ark. The waters flooded the earth for 150 days. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with them in the ark. And he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of heavens had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. The water receded steadily from the earth. At the end of the 150 days, the water had gone down, and on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to recede slowly until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible. After 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the ark and set out the raven. And it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground, but the dove could find no place to set his feet because there was water all over the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. He waited 7 more days. Again sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again, but this time it did not return to him. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. The water now then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the second month, the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, "Come out of the ark, you, your wife, and your sons and their wives. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number upon it." So Noah came out together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives, all the animals and all the creatures that move along the ground, and all the birds, everything that moves on the earth came out of the ark, one kind after another. And then Noah built an altar to the Lord, taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds. He sacrificed and burnt offerings on it. And the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, "Never again I will curse the ground because of man, even though every inclination of his heart is evil from childhood, and never again I will destroy all living creatures as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." And God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, "Be fruitful and increase your number and fill the earth." The fear and the dread of you will fall upon all beasts of the earth and all the birds of the air, upon every creature that moves along the ground, upon every fish of the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves will be food for you, just as I give you green plants. Now I'm giving you everything, but you must not eat meat that has its life blood still in it. And for your life, but I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal and from each man too. I will demand an accounting for the life of his fellow man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God has God made man. As for you, be fruitful, increase in number, multiply on the earth, and increase upon it. And then God said to Noah and his sons with him, Now I have established my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that was with you, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals, all those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature on the earth I establish my covenant with you. Never again will all life be cut off by the waters of a flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is a sign of the covenant I am making between me and you, every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I've set my rainbow in the clouds. It will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth, wherever I bring clouds over the earth, and the rainbow appears in the cloud. I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever a rainbow appears in the cloud, I will see and remember them everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth. So God said to Noah, This is the sign of the covenant I have established between me and all life on earth.